Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm gonna be doing this hopefully every week for this new series. I'm just gonna call stuff that I watched this week, just where I'm gonna come here at the end of the week and talk about movies or TV shows that I saw in the previous week. Pretty self-explanatory. If you want to see what I'm watching throughout the week though, before these videos, or if I just don't get to make these videos, make sure to follow my Letterboxd. I'll leave a link in the description. And listen, the semester just started. I'm a college student, so my movie watching has been lacking lately, so I'm gonna throw in a movie from last week that I watched and a show from last week because I didn't watch much this week, but yeah, I'm gonna try to watch more stuff, not because just to force myself to watch stuff for content, but just because I want to watch more movies. Like I said, I've been lacking. But anyways, I guess we'll just get right to it. A movie that I watched last week, but I have been obsessed with lately for some reason. This movie, Freaked. It is directed by Alex Winter, who you may know as Bill from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, a movie that I personally love. I had never heard about this movie before. Don't know how I even found it. Just searching Letterboxd. This movie doesn't have a lot of views either, so I'm not sure how many people have actually seen this movie. If you haven't, check it out, because this movie is fucking hilarious. It's pretty much just like a straightforward comedy, a lot of just rapid fire jokes, especially in the beginning, but there are also just really good prosthetics in this movie. The plot is basically just these three people go to this weird amusement park thing, and then they get turned into creatures and, converse with all these other people who have done the same thing. And yeah, as you can see from this poster, there's some weird stuff going on. Like I said, the prosthetics are great. A lot of great effects in this movie. I especially love the scene where I'm forgetting the characters' names. Like I said, I watched this last week, but two of the characters are getting merged together, and like there's some like really good claymation going on. Gumby is there for some reason too. It's just really this movie's just really fun. It's really entertaining. Like I said, it's really funny. It's a 90s comedy, so there's a little bit of edginess going on, but it's nothing overbearing or like too crazy. And also the soundtrack is really good. You have the Henry Rollins, Mr. Bungle, Butthole Surfers are in here. If you know any of those bands, you'll know that they're more on the chaotic side, so it really fits perfectly with this movie. I love it. But yeah, if you haven't seen this one, check it out. I'd recommend it if you like comedies, if you like not really body horror, but I guess kind of along the same lines. If you just like cool visuals, check it out. Highly recommend it. Getting into one, which was the reason why I haven't really been watching that many movies also, because I was watching this series, was really hooked on it, really enjoyed it, and that's Twin Peaks. I had never seen anything by David Lynch previously. I tried watching this series a couple of years ago, maybe even longer than that, and I just never really put the time into watching it, but I finally did, really enjoyed it for the most part. Season 1, great. Season 2, first half, great. What really lost me was the second half of season 2. I think that everything around Laura Palmer is just absolutely fantastic. But once we end that, I feel like there is a significant drop of quality in the show. And look, I know that there's a lot of parts in like the Laura Palmer saga where we have stuff with characters that, doesn't really matter that much to the main story when we're just adding character to the city. But in the second half of season 2, I just cannot get interested in any of that, because I just like do not give a fuck about like the Ghostwood estate storyline. I thought that the Ben Horn like Civil War thing was really stupid and boring. The Bobby, Shelley, and Leo thing also just gets really boring. It just gets really repetitive. Just a lot of characters that I liked in the beginning that just really like end up doing like just getting boring, I guess. While I did think that the main thing with Cooper going on was good, it's just like everything else, I was just like, it just feels like a drag to watch the show at that point. I don't know if that's a hot take or anything. I'm not really knowledgeable about what fans of the show think, but that's just how I felt. But going back to the stuff I actually liked, yeah, this show is incredible. I loved the psychological elements of it. Just loved the story. I thought that Leland was a fantastic villain, which I'll get into more later with something else that I watched this week. But yeah, I just love how lively this town is. I really liked pretty much all the characters. I feel like the only character I never really got into was Catherine. I just thought that she was really annoying no matter when in the series it was. Just never really liked her. But yeah, I saw a post the other day where it was talking about like Breaking Bad and how it's like the universe revolves around like the main characters. It feels like there's not much going on outside. And watching this show, I could definitely see what you mean because, like I said, the town is just lively. You're getting so much of so many different people, and I just really like that. But a lot of what I like about this show, I feel like, is added on by the next thing I watched, which was going to be Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me. Man, this movie is just absolutely phenomenal. Everything about Twin Peaks, the series, is just like amplified to 100 in this movie. Everything in this movie is just so fucking unsettling. One scene that stood out to me particularly was the scene where Laura is talking to Jacques Renault, and like the music is super loud and you can barely hear anything. It's just just a great scene. And every scene with Leland is fucking terrifying. In the show, we don't really get this side of Leland at all because all we see is like him being crazy, but we kind of just chalk it up to him being distraught that his daughter died. But my god, he is seriously one of the most evil characters in fiction. Once again, every scene with him and Laura is just fucking terrifying. It is so unsettling. I still don't really fully understand all of like the psychological, like supernatural elements, to be honest, but I think I understand some of it for the most part, but I just thought that was really interesting. But yeah, Fire Walk With Me, fantastic, incredible. A movie that I didn't understand at all though, another David Lynch movie, Inland Empire. After I started watching this thing, I had to do something like halfway through. So, not halfway through, like maybe just halfway through the first 30 minutes, or oh Jesus, like in the first 30 minutes I had to do something. So I was like looking up what people thought about this movie, and I didn't know that people said this is David Lynch's like most inaccessible movie. So I kind of got myself into the wrong activity, I feel, because yeah, for the most part, I didn't get this movie whatsoever. Do I like this movie though? I really don't know. I think I do like this movie because there are aspects that I do really like about it, which I'll talk about, but as a whole, I just don't get it, and I thought some of it was a little bit boring. For stuff I liked about it, I absolutely loved how this was shot. Everything is so like unsettling and creepy with these like really like close-up shots. Probably gonna cut out because I'm gonna crop this, but like those really close-up shots, really fucking good. This movie is shot like a found footage film, which I usually hate, but it is done so well here that I just love it. I also thought that the dialogue was great. Specifically the scene at the end where the Asian girl is talking about like her friend, and we get like the repeat of that. I don't know why that scene just stuck with me. I just really liked that portion. And once again, I didn't understand this movie, but the scene where Laura Dern's character is hugging the girl who's watching the TV is just like such a beautiful moment, even though I don't really understand what's going on. But I mean, man, that scene just really hit hard for me, and I can't even explain why. It just felt so like freeing, I guess. But yeah, this movie, it's not told in a linear sense, so there's a lot of not misplaced, but like, you know, the scenes are in a weird order. And yeah, I just don't think I really got the messaging of this movie. Once again, the second hour, I was just really bored. I don't know. I just really wasn't that into it. First hour, last hour, I thought were great, that like entertaining wise, but I don't know. The second hour, I just couldn't really get into. But yeah, I just don't know if I'm fully down with this movie. Didn't really get it. I probably shouldn't have watched this movie considering the only Lynch stuff I'd seen was Twin Peaks. There was definitely more movies that I can dive into. But yeah, I'm kind of conflicted about this one. I liked it, I think, for the most part. But yeah, if you notice, I didn't talk about Twin Peaks The Return on here. So I'm taking a break from Lynch for right now. Rest in peace, though. Yeah, look forward to watching more of his stuff in the future. The last movie that I watched, though, something more lighthearted, just watched this last night. It's gonna be Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 1, I wasn't absolutely crazy about. I think it's a very fun, entertaining movie, but I will say it does drag on a little bit for me personally. This movie, Not any of that for me. I loved everything that they added here. I love the world building and I love the lore. I think it really breaks up the scenes that I feel like took too long in the first one. Just like the first one though, great practical effects. I really like all of the monsters in this movie except for one scene that I'll get to at the end. But yeah, everything looks good in this movie. Once again, I like the added lore. I liked the cliffhanger. I would have watched the third one if it wasn't like 3 a.m. last night, but I'm really excited to watch that one. But also, Ash is just so fucking cool and goofy at the same time. I loved the little one-liners and all of, just all of the goofiness was just fantastic. I loved the action. Going back to that scene that I said I didn't like, though, that shitty green screen monster at the end looks so fucking bad compared to everything else in this movie that I was just like I just felt like whiplash. Seriously, seeing that because it's like we get all of this great stuff, and then out of nowhere, the shitty CG or it's not CG, shitty green screen monster. But that didn't really take away the movie. I just think this is a very straightforward, fun, cool, good effects movie. And yeah, that's the last thing I watched this week. Hopefully, I watch some more movies next week. Not gonna watch any shows probably, so yeah, we'll see. But yeah, hopefully, I can keep doing these videos weekly. Just keep up the video cycle. But yeah, thank you for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for some more videos in the future. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.